Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. All right. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle. Visionary healers, movers, shakers, magic makers, people who are creating change in the world, people who are living the life of their dreams, entrepreneurs, healers, all the people that make the world go round, that make the world expand, and that bring joy and deliciousness and lusciousness to our lives, and helping all of us to grow as well as we share our gifts with each other. I love bringing you new people to listen to meet, to share. And today I have Krishna Avalon here from Portland, Oregon, my old hometown. Krishna, welcome.
Hi, Paulette. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So you do many things as well, which I love as a therapist, acupuncturist, coach. I would love, I would love you to share what you do with all of us.
I do a lot of things. I would say that an overarching probably statement for all the things I do is I hold space for people to move past and through their trauma, to let go of their old stories and to step into the creators that they are, the creators that they want to be of their lives. And I have a lot of training and skill set that helps people feel seen and feel heard. A lot of that is like my intuitive way of reflective listening and understanding how to best guide people to their goals.
Nice. And so how did this come about for you? Have you always been an intuitive? Have you always been in touch with that, or did that come later in life?
I think that I was probably always very intuitive and I was always a space holder and definitely an old soul. I think those of us who have that kind of old soul wisdom coming in, we're just like the sort of people that were maybe the adults to our parents, or maybe the people that others would feel comfortable talking to, or the ones that would sort of be the natural leaders, even if they didn't necessarily want to be or didn't know how. So yeah, I would probably say that yes, but it took me a long time to find the tools that I needed that took me on my own path. So like most of us are all born with lots of gifts, but maybe just don't know how to step into those or trust ourselves and
Mhm.
know follow those. So it took me a while to find that, but acupuncture school for me was the first thing that I trusted and believed in 100% and followed and never looked back. And it was an amazing medicine for me. It like definitely sent me down my own healing path. It has offered like an amazing career and way to support my family and move all over the country and start practices and have plenty of people to treat. And then it was really when I started learning about the subconscious mind and started learning about the nervous system and um, then the other modality that I now practice called internal family systems that I like was really called to grow into these new ways of guiding people because acupuncture was my first love in this life, but it's also like this other work that I'm now doing is really what lights me up. It's really the healing that I feel the world is asking for. So
Well,
I don't know.
I love that we and likewise with me is like you step into one thing that you love that leads to another, leads to more expansion, leads to more education, more tools, right?
Yeah. And I, had been an acupuncturist for like 17 years, really really good at it and blessed to have such a thriving practice, but I was really like ready to grow. And so when pandemic hit, like so many of us, I had to pivot and had already been hearing about the subconscious mind and was looking into it and reading about it and listening to podcasts and doing some things on my own to work with it. Um, but it was when I heard about the process that I'm trained in called Psych K that something also intuitively lit up for me, sort of in the same way that acupuncture school did, where I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And then went and had a session of the work that I do. It's called Psych K.
Yeah,
There
what
was one.
is that? I read about that on your page. What is Psych K?
I mean, most people haven't heard about it. It's a really weird name. I don't love it, but it stands for psychology and kinesiology. And a lot of people have heard about it because they have heard of Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Beliefs. And he's one of my main teachers. And it's like K is his favorite way to work with the subconscious mind. And it's very simple and it's conscious and it's easy. And unlike other ways of working with the subconscious, like maybe EMDR or hypnotherapy, you not only get to peacefully unattach from stressful or triggering things, but you also get to create new subconscious programs. And why that is so important is because we are all programmed, all of us, for how we believe we are worth and what we deserve and how much we can trust ourselves and the kind of relationships we think that we deserve to be in. But it's just a matter of what programs are running our lives. And if you are trying to create and make change from just your conscious mind, it's going to be either impossible or it's going to be really, really, really hard because the subconscious mind creates 97% of our lives. And so when I came into this work and intuitively was that thing that I was like, ooh, what's that? Followed it, did the training. Then even when I was done, I was like, I need to make sure that this works. And so I just started offering some of the work to some of the patients I already treated. And then what I was hearing back from them was so incredible and life-changing that I was like, oh, okay, yes, like I really can trust this. Like this is what people want. I can it is okay to receive money for this. Um, and it's so simple. Psych K, it stands for psychology and kinesiology, like I said. And kinesiology is muscle testing. So we use muscle testing to speak to the subconscious mind in a really simple way to get a clear yes and a clear no. And then we do what's called a balance in Psych K. And there are different balances, but the two main ones I would use, one helps people unattach in a peaceful way from something that's very stressful or triggering, or they just are so stuck in past, present, or future, and just go in a new direction and have a new experience. So it creates neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to have a new experience,
Mhm.
creates a new pathway in your mind in this super, again, simple, easy way where you're conscious. And then the other balance that I work with a lot is called the goal statement balance. And that's where we would talk about what you want. And from that, we would create a new program. Because if the program doesn't exist in your subconscious mind, where we create 97% of our lives, you just won't be able to have that experience.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of good stuff there. Oof. Um, I would love to know how you got on this path.
Mhm. Yeah, I
What
get.
led you to study acupuncture? What led you? What are some of your stories from the past that led you to this healing journey and being a guide?
Well, I mean, I think that everybody comes into this world with lessons that their soul came here in a contract to learn. For me, I came into my mother's womb and she was very stressed. She was kicked out of her tribe. My grandparents kicked her out of town because she got married out of wedlock, and my family was very Catholic. Um, and I love my grandparents very much, but they didn't know what else to do with my 20-year-old mom who had no husband, and I was conceived in a one-night stand. And so my mom at 20 years old was abandoned, kicked out of her tribe, wondering what the heck she's going to do. She's pregnant, right? And so if anybody knows anything about the way we receive information genetically, like we start receiving information from our mothers when we're in utero, right? So the state of our mother's nervous system and her safety very much affects us in how we're trying to navigate the world, and then especially as we come into the world. And so those are some of the lessons I had to come into this world navigating was safety, trust. Um, I was always taught to like try to fit in. And my mom's family is all white and I'm brown. And so being taught to try to fit in with white Catholic people when that's as a soul and as a brown person, not at all who I was. So, right, trying to fit in where I didn't belong, saying yes all the time when I really meant no, doing things I didn't want to do, trying to earn love and acceptance in all those ways, doing things that you didn't want to do, right? And so that's how we're taught to like be good women or good people or good daughters. And so I would say those were my spiritual lessons. And then was really given a lot of confusing programming in my young life. Like I had all of this swagger and I was popular and I was pretty, but I also had some things happening in my life that were like very shaming and very like showing me that like low self-worth stuff, right? But I didn't know these things. I didn't know these things. Most of us don't when we're young, right? So I just had a lot of confusion. I wasn't shown or taught that like I did deserve and was worthy of things. And so it really was when I found acupuncture school that it was the first thing that I was like trusted 100% and followed and just never looked back.
And how old were you then?
I was, you have to get a bachelor's before you start the master's in acupuncture. And so I think I was around 23 when I had just read a little quarter page article in some rando magazine about ancient Chinese medicine to cure back pain and avoid surgery. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, and this was a long time ago, Paulette. It wasn't now where, and you lived in Portland, wasn't now like where there's 10 acupuncturists on every block. Like people didn't really know.
Right.
Okay. And my mom had just gone through graduating from law school as an older woman, and she got vertigo, which I know now is a stress condition. But her doctors at the time did not know what to do with her, and so they just kept giving her pharmaceuticals for anxiety, right? And so I was just kind of like, what? That's all they can do for you? Because it was like weeks that she was bedridden. And so when this article came into my life, it was like an extra, like, oh, well, this is cool. Avoid drugs, avoid surgery, natural. It's about balancing the the flow of energy in your body so that you can achieve optimal wellness. Um, and then it was a couple weeks after that that these people came into the restaurant that I was waiting tables in, and they were talking about acupuncture. And again, like this was so long ago, people were just talking about acupuncture. Turns out that they worked in the school, Bastyr, one of the schools up in Seattle where I was living, and I asked them to recommend a book about the theory and what it was, and they did, and I went and got it right away, and I read it, and I loved it. I didn't understand all of it, but I loved it. And then it was pretty soon after that, like within a week or two, that this couple came in for dinner. And I tell this story all the time because everyone asked me this. Um, and I just liked them both right away. And again, this was a long time. It was before everybody was trying to be this now, but they were just like so peaceful, fully tattooed, came in on their motorcycle. They were super zen and they stayed for like a 3 hour dinner. And we just had all this rapport and we were talking and it was so natural. And then when they were done, they were like, well, can you have a drink with us up in the bar? And I was like, well, no, I got to finish up working. And they were like, well, what do you do besides work here? And I was like, I know this is really weird, but I think I'm going to go to acupuncture school. And they looked at each other and started laughing. And they're like, should we tell her? And they were both about to graduate from the school. And Bastyr was like not close to my restaurant. Like Bastyr's outside of Seattle, and I was like downtown Seattle. Um, and it was just so cute because it was just like all this divine alignment and connection. And then I came into work like a week or something later, and there was a message there for me from the guy inviting me to a barbecue party at their house because it was pre-cell phones. And I was so excited. And I brought a friend and I went, and like everybody there worked there, was a student. And I was like, yeah, this is who I want to surround myself with. And again, I was like 23 or something. And so it was just like following the breadcrumbs of yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. And then again, I just never, like I enrolled and I had never had acupuncture before.
But you had that calling, and like what you just said before was like surrounding yourself with people who lit you up, people who inspired you, and who you were felt like they were part of your tribe, or you were part of their tribe at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was a definite kindred, like connection and alignment, and like, yes, this feels good. Yes, this feels good. Yes, this feels good. Because I was just like young 20s, not really knowing what to do with my life, waiting tables, bartending, and was taking classes at the community college just for fun. But I didn't know what I wanted to do until this fell into my life. And so I really feel like I was led there by something higher than me. And it was the first thing in my life that I trusted. It was like, 100 grand, education, which back then was like quite a bit of money, and 4 years of my life, and go get the prereqs done. And yeah, I never doubted it and
And
have been
so,
able.
do you still see that couple?
No, not at all. And I haven't seen them since, but they were like just
Oh,
angels and messengers in my life.
they're
Like
like
they,
angels for you. Oh,
yes,
oh my
exactly.
God, that's so beautiful. So
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little angel on the path.
Yeah.
Good. So what's next for you?
I mean, I have been guiding people with the subconscious work that I do because, again, this is really special work that when you feel seen and heard, you will be guided in the most optimal way with this work to move on from those things that are holding you back in your life and be able to create the new programs that help you live the life that you want to live. And then I'm also using a model called internal family systems, which anybody who has heard about it is like, oh my God, yes, that is the stuff. So both Psych-K and IFS were created by psychologists who were not serving their patients the way they wanted to, like they just weren't getting where they needed to go. IFS stands for Internal Family Systems. It's a formal mental health framework, but it's very deep inquiry. And so a lot of times I will use the IFS framework and then maybe also do some Psych K. And like the combination of it is like, I just believe in it 100%, like with everything that I am. And I'm not really trying to go like spend more money on an education and another degree and more skill set, but I am in a master's of therapy program because I believe in this stuff so much and I'm trying to help it be more accessible to people. It's not my style to try and sell myself on the internet, on LinkedIn. And so
That's a whole
I
nother
just
story.
is. And like how many people are like trying to find a talk therapist or have a talk therapist, but they're either like not finding the right person or they feel stuck in talk therapy or they've plateaued. And this is actually a lot of people. And most talk therapists do not have even like half the skills that I have. And I don't say that without ego. I'm just saying like I have all these tools that
Yeah.
actually people get to where they want to go. And it doesn't have to take 20 years of talk therapy. It can be like a few sessions. And so, yeah, I'm teenaging I'm momming my teenage daughter. She's 16. I have a full-time practice. I'm in a master's program. I try to hang out in nature any moment I get away from people off grid. So, like, that's kind of where it's at for me right now, which is
Well,
plenty.
I was just going to ask you, so what do you do for yourself away from work? So that's part of I love to hear how people do self-care or self-love or um, beautiful habits that they have that help them align with their work and themselves.
I mean, I definitely have my non-negotiables. So I sleep every day. I meditate every day. I hydrate every day. I eat clean food. I try to grow some of my food. I walk in the forest. I walk my dog. When I walk my dog, I leave my phone at home. I turn my phone off an hour before bed. I listen to binaural beats. I go
Hey,
camp. I have a camper van. My daughter and I go to national parks, state parks, the beach, the river. We have lots of river days, lots of beach days. Here in Oregon, as you know, it's gorgeous, and Washington. So summer is dreamy. Um, yeah, I do yoga. I definitely swim. I paddleboard. So I've got plenty of stuff that I that I can do. I'll do psyche with myself. I will do breath work. So take a bath, drink some tea.
All the good stuff that makes you feel good, all the self-care, some of it's pretty traditional and then some of it's a more internal, what you need to do, non-negotiable for yourself, which is really important, I think. I definitely have non-negotiables too, uh, as well as things that I just add in that help me feel good or help me grow. So that's great. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Um, I mean, I could see myself lots of places, maybe living in Bali, maybe Thailand, maybe just working because I want to. Um, Maybe I'll have a grandbaby. I don't know. Free,
How old is your child?
16. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And it sounds like you do a lot of things with her for him.
I do. She's a teenager, so it's like anytime that she wants to be home or wants to be around me or wants to have friends over, like friends to go to the river and I'll drive us, I savor that stuff. It goes by so fast. I essentially have this summer and next summer with her. Maybe one more. It just goes by really fast. So
And do you work from your home? Do you have a place? Do you work with people?
I don't work with people. I have my own space. So my Psych K teacher lived here in this house for 25 years. She taught here for 12. I ended up buying her house, which is a pretty cool story in itself, but it's a 3-level townhome and I turned the lower level, like I converted the garage into my waiting area and it already had a little bathroom and an office. So I have a clinic space here and I work virtually doing IFS and Psych with people. So yeah, I'm pretty set up here. It's simple, it's easy. And with pandemic, none of us really knew what was going to happen. So I just set this up this way because I wanted to be available for my kid and have my own space so I didn't have to worry about it.
Beautiful. All right. Any last words of advice?
I mean, not really. It's just anybody who might be listening, just know that you don't have to take this like arduous, painful trek to your healing. Like healing can actually be gentle and quick and easy. It doesn't have to be, like I said, 20 years of talk therapy. It's just like the right kinds of things are available to you. And you are an amazing, limitless creator if you allow yourself to be that. Um, and if I have learned that, you definitely can too.
Yeah, I love that. Do you hear that, my friends? You are limitless. That's so beautiful, so important. Uh, especially as we get older, to step into that place of, yes, we can continue. We are not done. I think I'm a bit older than you, but I know women who think, oh, I reached this age, I'm done. And it's like, I never feel that way. I never feel done. I'm not limitless. I have so much more to do, so much more to share, so much more to learn, which is all so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you feel that way from a cup that is overflowing and you're not just doing that out of like not enoughness.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Well, Krishna, thanks you. Thanks for
Sure.
sharing some space with me and with all of us. It's a pleasure to meet you in,
Yes, like
in my old hometown. And I will have all of Krishna's info, of course, in the blog post below. So if you are feeling the calling to contact her, that's great. And if you are new to me, I am your movement motivator and your passion instigator, also a lifestyle coach, movement, magic. We're talking about all the beautiful things. So, ways to make your life move forward, to step into more of your dreams and passions, and to be in alignment with what you are wanting to do, and to heal and grow. And that's what we're all here to help you do. So, Krishna, thank you for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Paulette.
Yeah. And all of my friends out there in Heart Hustle Land, thank you for sharing some space with us again. And until we meet again, many blessings. Where are you? I'm trying to turn you off.
Or the stop record, maybe?
There it is.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was beautiful, quick and short and wonderful. And I think I'm a couple weeks out, so I will send you all the links for the recording.
Yeah, where do you hang out even? I didn't ask. I've been trying to be pickier about which podcast to say yes to, but where do you hang out socially or where do you post things?
I am everywhere. I'm on
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook and SoundCloud and Spotify, YouTube, Medium, Substack.
Okay, cool. So I'll look for what, an email, Paulette, or
Yeah, I'll send you an email. I'll send you all the links
okay, sounds great.
so you can share it as well. And thank you. I
Yeah,
really appreciate your time. And that was lovely.
good luck with your mom.
Oh, she's great. Yeah, thank you. It's good. It's good to spend time with her. She's going to be 99 this summer. So yeah, just move on.
Okay, bye, Paulette.
All right. Thank you.